Well, it'll drive a cowboy crazy. It'll drive a man insane. And he'll sell off everything he owns just to pay to play the game. And some broken bonds and a broken home is all he'll have to show for all them years that he spent chasing the dream they call rodeo. Well, hello again. It's Maxwell Ivey. Max to my friends, Mr. Midway and the Blind Blogger. Welcome you to episode number 2 of the No Excuses podcast. And since I live life without excuses, that doesn't mean without mistakes. It just means without excuses. Since I live that way, I figured it's a great name for the show, and I hope you like it. Now, before I get to what I have to say this week, I got to mention some stuff that you're probably expecting. Okay, my website is theblindblogger.net. If you want to support me, you can go over there. You can buy my books. You can buy one of my shirts or my mugs, or you can just click the PayPal button and make a donation. You can also hire me for coaching, whether that be helping you get unstuck and going after your big goal or dream, or what I've been known for more recently, using my experiences in getting booked on radio shows, podcasts, and other online media to help you get exposure for your book, album, film project, graphic novel, anything creative like that. And I love working with people who have a story of hope, optimism, and positivity. I like somebody with a good message, plus it makes it lots easier for me to get you booked. You can find out anything you need to know about me or my services over at theblindblogger.net. Okay, today I want to talk to you about asking for things. Now, I learned at an early age to never be afraid to ask. These lessons came from 2 places. One, from people who instruct the blind on how to go about things. They often told me, you're blind. If you don't know something, if you need help, be sure and ask for help. People will be more than happy to assist you, especially if you look sincere and you follow whatever suggestions they happen to give you at the time. The other thing is my dad always told me, he said, Max, if you don't ask, they can't say yes. Now, at the time, I didn't want to hear that because at the time I was making endless cold calls to festival and fair committees trying to get them to book our small family carnival. And I got told no just about every way you can physically be told no. I even had a few who were insulted that I even assumed that they might deign themselves to book a carnival at their event. So I got good at being told no. I got good at asking the next question. And so that's served me really well as I have built my business. And I want to mention something about how you ask. It could be thinking about it, praying about it, posting online that you need help, sending an email, making a phone call. Lots of ways you can ask. And sometimes it just takes you knowing what you want and need and projecting that out into the universe and letting God know what you need. So when I say ask, I mean it in a much broader sense. So I wanted to share an experience recently that's continuing to develop that goes back to a question I asked over a year ago. Well, no, maybe 6 months ago. Last summer, I was sending out emails to ask people to have me on their radio shows and podcasts to talk about the first book, Leading You Out of the Darkness into the Light, A Blind Man's Inspirational Guide to Success. One of the people I approached was Alex Okorigi from The Naked Talk. I read the description of her show and decided she sounded perfect for me. I sent her an email and she said yes. Now that was the beginning. I asked her, went on her show. She was really impressed with me, not only with the fact that I'm doing all the things that I do, but that I had the courage to do them and that I continue to show that same courage. So she was really impressed with me. That was in August of last year. she decided from that one interview to invite me back for her anniversary show, which happened in December. It was the year anniversary of her show, and we had literally millions of people watching. She wrote a post about it, about how as a group we broke the internet. There was 20 people out of over 50 that she had interviewed that she asked back, and I was blessed to be one of those people. And we had a great time. It was a lot of fun. I got a few questions that I don't usually get from some people who, don't let the political correctness of the world get to them. And I enjoyed them. I love answering questions, especially ones that people don't ask very often. So it was a great time. From that, I met Frederick Bai, who has the Marketing Magic Unchained podcast, and he invited me on his show and had a great interview with Frederick. I may have just butchered the name of his show, but I'll put it in the link that goes along with this, so we'll get that straight. So I went on his show in March, and we had a great time. Talked a lot about the book and my life. It was a great show. And a few weeks later, he decided to ask me back as part of a three-way conversation with me, him, and Alex. And we talked about blogging and podcasting and just how you deal with life as a business person, a sole entrepreneur, how you deal with family situations that come up because you're not working a quote, regular job, unquote. So that went really well, and he decided that he was going to post that on his website as the free gift. So now if you go to his website and sign up, you get a download of that show, plus you get a book that has lots of positive sayings in it. So it's a great package, and all you have to do is subscribe to his emails. And he's a really cool guy. You'll love hearing from him. So that went well, and then he invited me to come back on to talk about my latest book. It's Not the Cookie, It's the Bag, an easy-to-follow guide to weight loss success. And we talked about a lot of the stuff that's in the book, and he asked me to give some examples of some of the things that I'm suggesting. So I told him when it was over with that we should have charged admission, because when that interview goes live, people are going to think they've read about, a quarter of the book. And he laughed. But the interview won't go live till sometime in July, but I really had a good time with him. It was fun. And now, next week, in less than 7 days, I'm going to be part of an international online summit with Alex and Frederick and Scott Krokoff and Susie Carr and so many other amazing people that I'm going to be sharing this time with. And the website where you can go and get all the names and hear who they are and what they're going to talk about is thenakedchallenge.splashthat.com. And you can also sign up for it. You still got time. Today is June 29th, fixing to be June 30th. And the first day starts July 4th. It's going to run July 4th through July 9th. There'll be 4 speakers every day. And there'll be opportunities for you to interact with us, to ask us questions, maybe even to talk to us live. And there'll be lots of giveaways every day. Every speaker will have something to give away, so it's another reason to tune in. It's $10 for 2 days or $25 for the whole week. And in addition to listening, being able to hear all this great stuff, you're entitled to a copy of the downloads of all the audios. And that is going to sell for $200 when this thing is over with. So the $25 investment that you make will, 8 times what it costs you, you'll get back in value. And I'm going to be speaking on day one. I'm going to be talking about living a no excuses life, starting a blog or a podcast, and how just not to let life get in the way of your big goals and dreams. And I hope you'll tune in for me, but if not for me, going to be lots of great speakers there, and there's also going to be some good music, because I think Scott is going to upload some of his music and have it play during his presentation or during some of the other people's. It's going to be a great week, and I encourage you to sign up and join in. That website again is thenakedchallenge.splashthat.com. And the whole point of this, the reason I'm taking you through this long journey, is this all started with one question. I sent an email saying, hey, I got a good story. Here's some of the stuff I've been through in my life. I think I would make an awesome guest. Let's talk about it further. And of course, and she wrote right back and said she had to find out more about me and get me on the show. And so that's where it all starts. It starts with just asking that one simple question. It takes being willing to press send or press publish or dial all 9 numbers or 12 numbers or however many numbers are in the person's phone number and press send on your phone. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's going to be told yes every time. But as my dad always used to say, if you don't ask, they can't say yes. And I know a lot of people say it the other way. They say, what's the worst that can happen? They could say no. Well, me, I prefer to look at everything from a positive viewpoint. I know it's probably weird hearing a blind guy use words like viewpoint and see and look, but that's the way I talk because I didn't lose my vision until I was in my teens. But like I say, the point is you have to look at it positively. And the positive way to look at it is if I don't ask, then they can't say yes. If they can't say yes, then I cheat myself, I would deprive myself of the possibility of some amazing opportunities. And I tell you, every day, every week, somebody replies to one of my emails or one of my tweets or one of my direct messages and says, yeah, that sounds like it might be something, let's talk about it. Or could you tell me more? But they can't do that if I don't press send. So I hope that you will do that in your own lives. I would love to hear in the comments at least one thing that you do after listening to this video and audio or reading the post that goes along with it. One thing that you went and asked for, that you pressed send or you pressed published or you dialed somebody up and didn't hang up or let it go to voicemail. You actually talked to them or called until you could talk to them. Because I love hearing that I inspire you. I really do. But I would love it even more if you told me what I inspired you to do. If you told me that it afterwards, after you had already accomplished that one little step. That's what I love hearing. I want to see you make progress. I want to see you get further along on your journey. And so, really, in the comments, please let me know something you've done today or that you're going to do this week where you ask that question. And if you're not comfortable mentioning it in the comments, send me a direct message. Send me an email. Use the contact form. I know some people aren't comfortable posting their thoughts online, so that's cool. I would love to hear from you, and it would be great if you signed up to my email list. theblindblogger.net. There's a link on there. You just put in your name and email address. I'm sure I don't have to tell you how to do it, but it's that simple. All right, that's all I got for today. I must apologize to Alex Akorji because she's been such a great friend to me since I met her last summer. I should have recorded this video much sooner. I should have put the word out there about this summit and done more to advertise it. But you know me, or if you don't know me, you should get to know one thing about me. I don't regret stuff I didn't do. I just do it better tomorrow or next week. I resolve to do better every day, and most days I do. So I want to thank you for your time. I know you have lots of demands on your time. You have lots of choices for your entertainment, education, and inspiration, and it's just a blessing that you continue to allow me to share some of my journey with you. It's a blessing that you continue to be interested in hearing my story, and if there's anything I can do for any of y'all, you just let me know. If I can do something to help, I will. If I can't, I'll say so. If I know somebody else who might can help you, I'll get you together. So look forward to hearing from you. The phone is 979-215-1770. The email is justask@theblindblogger.net. Skype is Maxwell Ivey. Twitter is Maxwell Ivey. YouTube.com/C/Maxwell Ivey. And if you want to support me You can go over to the website and buy a copy of one of my books, or you can purchase the No Mistakes coffee mug, or you can just click that PayPal link and make a donation. Or if none of that works for you, just send me a message and say, "Hey Max, I love what you're doing. I want you to know that we really appreciate it." And because knowing that you like me, knowing that you support me, that you believe in what I'm doing, is just as good as cash, in my opinion. Because really, I couldn't keep doing this without you. If I didn't have y'all's support, it would be hard to continue doing this every day, every week. And I'm going to continue to do my best. Just remember the one thing I tell people all the time, and that is do what you can as well as you can at this moment. And then either do it better or do more tomorrow, next day, next week. I want to thank you again. God bless you all. Take care out there now. And I will talk to you next time. Bye. You gotta be kidding. Oh.